Have you ever thought how some people can easily connect with others and leave an impression that feels real and important? In today's video, we'll talk about that question. Here are 6 powerful phrases that, when said honestly, can make any woman feel truly valued and appreciated. These aren't just clever lines or surface-level compliments. They're about making a real connection, showing respect, and building a deeper emotional bond. Whether you're trying to make a lasting first impression or strengthen an existing relationship, these phrases can change the way you talk and connect. But remember, it's not just about the words. It's about the sincerity behind them and the emotional presence you bring to the conversation. If you're ready to learn how to make real connections, read on, stay tuned. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to Psychology Tips for daily movies that encourage emotional intelligence and better connections as well as personal growth. Allow us to begin. Number 1. It shows that you are weak. Being vulnerable is important for emotional intimacy. When you tell someone they make you feel at ease, you're letting yourself open up in a way that feels real and heartfelt. This act of vulnerability often encourages the other person to lower their defenses and share their feelings in a world where many interactions are guarded or transactional. Being vulnerable shows that you value the other person's presence in your life. For example, imagine being on a date where you feel at ease enough to laugh or share personal stories. Saying "you make me feel so" at work shows how much you value their effort to create a comfortable space for connection. Recognizing a coworker who makes things easier for you when things get tough can strengthen your professional relationship. By saying this, you're showing trust, which is an important part of any worthwhile connection, and it also shows that you feel emotionally safe with that person. Being emotionally safe is an important part of good relationships. Without it, trust and intimacy can't grow. When you tell someone, "You make me feel so at ease," you're recognizing their part in making you feel safe and valued. This sentence indirectly praises their traits, like how kind, attentive, or empathetic they are, showing that they improve your well-being. Emotional safety also lets people be themselves without worrying about being judged, which is why this phrase works so well for strengthening bonds. For example, in a romantic relationship, both partners can talk openly about their fears, dreams, and weaknesses when they feel emotionally safe. In a friendship, it builds loyalty and mutual respect. 3. It sees individual traits. Everyone wants to feel like they bring something unique to the table. When you say, "You make me feel so at ease," you're noticing something about the other person that not everyone else can do. This phrase works because it focuses on the person's personality or energy instead of their looks or accomplishments. You're telling them that their presence has a real, positive effect on your mood. For example, someone with a soothing voice or a thoughtful way of speaking might not even realize how much their behavior affects those around them. Just letting them know you see and value them makes them feel seen and valued. Someone who calms you down with humor or kindness might not realize how important their ability to create harmony is to you. This is because harmony strengthens relationships through reciprocity. This phrase is beautiful because it can lead to a two-way emotional exchange. When you tell someone how you feel, they'll often think about how you make them feel. For example, saying, "You make me feel so at ease," might lead to a response like, "I feel the same way around you. That's so kind of you to say. I try to be understanding." This exchange strengthens the emotional connection and encourages mutual appreciation. People naturally want to help each other, and this saying, "It's an honest praise," that 5 taps into it easily. Genuine compliments have the most impact, and this phrase is naturally genuine. Unlike general comments like, "You're so nice," or "You're great," "You make me feel so at ease" is deeply personal. It reflects your lived experience and how you feel when they're around. This makes the compliment stand out and feel more meaningful. Also, because it's focused on how they make you feel, it avoids being too shallow or transactional. It's not about what they do for you, but who they are as a person. I really like how you use specific words that have the power to build bridges, build relationships, and strengthen emotional ties. There are many phrases that can make a lasting impression, but few are as powerful as "I really like how you" add unique quality. This simple phrase, when used honestly, can make someone feel seen, valued, and appreciated. It's not just about giving someone a compliment. It's about noticing their unique qualities and letting them know how much you care about them. This article goes into detail about why this phrase works so well, how it affects people emotionally, and gives you tips on how to use it in your relationships in a meaningful way. How to use the phrase correctly. Step 1. Look for something special. Take the time to really observe the person you're talking to. Don't just look at their appearance. Think about what makes them unique. For example, are they very patient in tough situations? Do they have a way of making people laugh? Are they determined to reach their goals even when the odds are against them? By recognizing these traits, you show that you value them for who they are. Second, be specific. Saying something like, "You're so talented," doesn't make a difference. Pay attention to what makes their skills unique. Vague. "I really like how smart you are." "I really admire how carefully you can look at situations and come up with solutions that no one else does." Being specific not only makes the praise more meaningful, but it also shows that you really admire them. Step 3. Give some background or examples. Giving an example of a time when you noticed the quality you admire makes your words feel more personal. "I really respect how you can always find the good in bad situations. For example, when things didn't go as planned last week, you still managed to make everyone feel better with your positive attitude." This way of showing admiration feels real and sincere, which breaks down the emotional effect. It also makes her feel seen in a world where people often feel ignored. People can feel truly seen when you use this phrase to point out a specific trait about them that shows you value her uniqueness and have taken the time to understand her. "I love how you're always the first to help someone who needs it." It's rare to find someone as selfless and kind-hearted as you. Hearing this can be very reassuring, especially for someone who might not realize how important their actions are. 2. It boosts confidence. Many people don't know their strengths or play them down by focusing on a certain trait. You encourage her to embrace what makes her unique. For example, "I admire how calm you are under pressure." While seeing how you deal with problems in such poise is inspiring, this kind of praise not only makes her feel better about herself, but also helps her remember how valuable she is to the world. 3. It builds trust and connection. Admiration creates a positive feedback loop in relationships. When you show genuine appreciation, it builds trust and emotional intimacy. Because she knows you value her for who she is, she feels more at ease telling you things. "I admire how honest you are, even when it's hard." It shows how much integrity you have, and I admire that so much about you. Being vulnerable in this way improves the bond between you and your partner and gives you more options for how to handle different situations. "I admire her personality. I really admire how positive you are. You can find the good in everything, and it's contagious." "I also admire how honest you are. You're never afraid to be yourself, and it's so refreshing to see." "I admire how hard you work to reach your goal. Your determination motivates me to do even better." "I admire how you always look out for those around you. Your kindness and generosity are truly amazing." "I love how creative you are." That answer was brilliant. "I also love how easy it is for you to make people laugh. Your sense of humor is one of a kind." The phrase "thank you" is strong, but how it's said makes all the difference. If you give a generic or fake compliment, the other person may feel like you only did something small. This phrase can have a deep meaning in a lot of different situations, from personal connections to work to casual conversations. This video will talk about why the phrase, "I appreciate your point of view on this," is so powerful and how it can help relationships get stronger, increase understanding and build emotional ties. We'll talk about the ideas behind this saying and why it works. There are many situations and effects that this phrase can have when used carefully. One important thing to remember is that "I appreciate your perspective" means acknowledging someone's thoughts, beliefs, and experiences in a world where many of us are focused on our own opinions and views. Taking the time to understand and value another person's point of view can help build an open and respectful relationship. Here's why this is important: getting your thoughts and views validated. Everyone has a unique view of the world that is shaped by their own life events, upbringing, and environment. When you recognize and value someone's point of view, you are validating how they see the world. This is a powerful act because it shows that you value their thoughts and ideas. People often seek validation, especially in emotional or intellectual conversations. One of the best things about human connection is feeling heard and understood. For example, if a partner or friend shares an opinion or idea and you respond with, "I appreciate your perspective on this," you're not just agreeing with them, you're showing that you value the time and effort they put into sharing their thoughts. This can make them feel seen and respected, which can lead to a stronger emotional bond. Showing care and understanding by seeing things from someone else's point of view also. One important part of emotional intelligence is empathy, which is the ability to understand and share another person's feelings. To do this, you need to actively listen and be present in the conversation by saying things like, "I appreciate your point of view." Show the other person that you care about and understand their point of view, even if you don't agree with it fully. Empathy is important for building strong relationships, whether they're romantic, familial, or professional. People are more likely to trust and feel connected to those who can understand and care about them. When you try to see things from someone else's point of view, you create a space where mutual understanding and compassion can grow. It also shows that you are listening and interested. In today's busy world, genuine listening has become a rare commodity. "I like your point of view." It shows that you are not only hearing what the other person is saying, but also thinking about what they are saying. The most important part of good conversation. Active listening means more than just hearing what is being said. It means really understanding and participating with what is being said. It means paying attention to the speaker, asking questions to make sure you understand, and thinking about what was said. When you listen actively, you show that you value the other person's input and care about their point of view. It's a sign of respect to say, "I appreciate your point of view." Show that you understand and value their point of view. This makes the other person more likely to keep talking about their feelings and thoughts because they know they are being heard and understood. It also makes the conversation more meaningful and interesting for everyone. It's important to think about what someone said after hearing their point of view if you want to make stronger connections. Telling many thanks. It's a natural next step to think about the meaning of what they said. This shows that you're not just passively receiving their words, but actively engaging with them and thinking about what they mean. For example, if your partner tells you a story about their childhood, saying something like, "I appreciate your perspective on how that shaped who you are," shows that you value the depth of their experiences. This thought process can help you have a deeper conversation and a better emotional bond. Number 5. What you said really made me think about how important it is to communicate and think deeply in any talk. One of the best ways to show someone you value their ideas and thoughts is to acknowledge how their words have affected you. Saying, "What you said really made me think," is more than just a compliment. It's an honest expression of thought. This phrase doesn't just acknowledge the words that were spoken, it also shows that you are engaged on a deeper, more thoughtful level, one active, receiving a base for connection. One great thing about saying, "What you said really made me think," is that it shows active attention. In this day and age of many distractions, it's easy for conversations to get broken up. A lot of people talk, but they may not really be listening because they are waiting for something to happen. Either don't want to talk or are preoccupied with their phones, the outside world, or their own thoughts. When you actively listen, you do more than just hear words. You pay attention to the speaker's message, understand it, and react in a way that shows you've thought about what they said, for example, by saying something similar to what they said. Active hearing shows that you are interested in what the other person is saying and aren't just waiting for your chance to talk. This is why it's important. Being able to actively listen can greatly enhance the quality of your interactions. It shows the other person that you care about what they have to say and are present in the present. This builds a link and creates an atmosphere where both individuals feel heard and understood. The act of actively listening helps people understand and respect each other more, which leads to better communication and stronger relationships. I really liked how you showed that you were not only hearing, but also thinking about what they were saying. It shows that the conversation is important to you, which makes the other person feel valued and understood. It also validates their point of view. Everyone has their own experiences, thoughts, and ideas that shape their worldview. Saying something like, "What you said really made me think," to acknowledge someone's point of view is a great way to support their viewpoint. Validation doesn't mean agreeing with everything someone says. Instead, it means recognizing that their point of view is true and worth thinking about. This is why validation is important. Validation is a strong communication tool because it shows that you value and respect someone else's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. When someone takes the time to acknowledge that their point of view has been heard, it makes them feel seen, heard, and respected. It can also lead to a deeper emotional connection, since validation builds trust and intimacy. When you say, "What you said really made me think," you're offering a form of validation which makes the other person feel like their ideas are worth considering, even if you don't fully agree with them. This creates an atmosphere of respect and intellectual engagement that strengthens the relationship. 3. Showing intellectual curiosity and openness. When you reply with "What you said, it really made me think," that you are also showing that you are intellectually curious and open to new ideas. This statement shows that you are open to learning from others and changing your mind based on what they say. Someone who is intellectually curious is beautiful because it shows that they want to learn from their experiences and interact with the world. The desire to learn encourages a setting where growth and learning are valued. It leads to deeper conversations and shared learning. When you show curiosity, you ask others to have a meaningful conversation with you, making the conversation better for everyone. Being intellectually curious is also a big part of emotional intelligence. It shows that you care about the ideas and perspectives being shared and aren't just interested in the conversation for its own sake. Being intellectually curious lets you go into conversations with an open mind and a desire to learn, which makes your relationships and interactions better. 4. You bring so much light into this room, a praise that really hits home. Many people enjoy receiving compliments, which can strengthen relationships and show respect for someone's presence or qualities. The phrase, "You bring so much light to this room," stands out because it's more than just a statement, recognizing that someone is there emotionally, energetically, and even spiritually. This phrase goes beyond simple compliments like, "You look nice today," because it connects with the person on a deeper level. It recognizes their positive impact and brings out the intangible qualities that make them special. But why is this phrase so powerful, and why does it hit people so deeply? Here are some of the reasons why. Figure out what it means and why it can have such a big impact. There is a metaphor in the phrase, "You bring so much light to this room," that lies beneath the praise. Describe someone's appearance as a light, which is a universal sign of hope, warmth, and clarity. When you say this, you're not just commenting on the person's acts or looks. You're also recognizing their power to change the mood around them. Beyond their tangible accomplishments, this is about the emotional and energetic effect they have on other people. This praise means a few important things. They improve the surroundings just by being there. Their energy or presence inspires and uplifts others. They have a valuable and unique advantage. Let's take a closer look at these parts. One of them shows how powerful presence can be. Some people can naturally lift the mood of those around them. They radiate positivity, making others feel more at ease, optimistic, and happy. When you tell someone they bring light to a room, you're recognizing their presence as something valuable and transformative. Research in psychology shows that emotions are contagious, so positive people can make the sad state of those around them stronger. Someone who brings light probably gives off warmth, kindness, or a sense of happiness that spreads easily to others. Being recognized for this makes them feel like they're making a positive impact, even if they're not aware of it. This compliment brings attention to qualities that aren't always noticed because acts and accomplishments get more attention. People who are good at making others feel welcome and uplifted are rarely praised for their intangible efforts. 2. It focuses on unfairness instead of shallow traits. It's a one-of-a-kind and heartfelt recognition of their worth. There's nothing wrong with complimenting someone on their looks or material possessions, but these compliments often miss the chance to talk about deeper parts of their personality. For example, the way you bring so much light to this room is unique because it acknowledges qualities that are deeply connected to who the person is, like emotional intelligence. Lightbringers are probably emotionally intelligent. They may be great at understanding others, showing empathy, or sharing positivity. By pointing this out, you're recognizing traits that show emotional depth rather than surface-level charm. Be recognizing how unique. It's true that this praise is subjective. Not everyone can like upper room. Saying this means you see the unique things about that person that make them stand out. It's a way of saying you have something special that no one else does, focusing on realness instead of generic praise. This one is about being real. It celebrates who the person is at their heart instead of what they've done or how they look. This makes it feel more real and important. It emphasizes emotional and social impact. People are social by nature, and we all want to feel like we matter. When you tell someone they bring light to a room, you're confirming their importance in a social setting. This can have a huge impact on their self-esteem and emotional health. Abraham Maslow, a psychologist, called belongingness one of the basic human needs. It's important for mental health to feel like you belong in a group or community. Compliments like this reinforce that sense of belonging and make the recipient feel seen and loved. Be making good connections. When someone hears this compliment, they'll probably think of you as positive and friendly. This will not only boost their confidence but also strengthen their bond with you. They may feel more at ease and willing to open up, which will deepen the relationship. 6th, You inspire me to be a better version of myself is a deep expression of admiration, respect, and gratitude. Let's go beyond simple compliments and look into the transformative power of connection and impact. We'll also look into why this phrase resonates so deeply and what it means in personal relationships. Skilled worker dynamics and getting better at yourself, one recognizing the good effect. When you tell someone they inspire you, you're confirming that they have had an effect on your life. It's a way of saying, you matter. Your actions, attitudes, and values resonate with me and push me toward growth. This matters. People are naturally driven to seek approval and significance, and it feels good to know that our words or actions have a positive effect on others. Tapstow meet a basic psychological need, the need to meet and make a difference. When someone hears that their actions inspire others, it makes them more likely to keep doing good things. For example, if someone really wants to help other people, hearing that their kindness inspires you might push them to keep sharing good vibes. Your commitment to volunteering makes me want to do the same. Because of you two encouraging personal growth, I've started volunteering every weekend. The determination to get better. This phrase isn't just about respect. It's also about how willing you are to grow by saying that someone makes you want to be better. This stands out because you show self-awareness and a willingness to take action. Self-improvement is a good trait to have in a relationship because it shows that you're ready to change and improve your life. When you give credit to someone else for this change, it makes it more interesting. Helps people connect more deeply. What is inspiration versus imitation? Being inspired doesn't mean doing what someone else does. It means taking their good traits and applying them to your own life. I want to take better care of myself like you do with your health and fitness. I've started working out and eating better, and I feel so much better. 3 emotional ties getting stronger. Being vulnerable by saying, you inspire me, is a part of being vulnerable. It means you're honest about how someone has affected you, which can lead to a closer emotional connection. Being open and vulnerable is a key part of having good relationships. How this comes together. Opening up this much by telling someone how they've influenced you is a way to connect with them. Building trust and mutual respect through emotional exchange. When you talk about how you feel, the other person is likely to open up too. This makes the bond stronger. I want to be more patient with my own family after seeing how patient you are with your kids. I've always had trouble with it, but seeing you has made me more aware of it. 4 praise with depth that goes beyond the surface. Compliments are easy to come by, but this one stands out because it shows how someone's actions align with your values and goals. This is what makes it important. Most compliments are about how someone looks or what they've done. Surface-level traits. When you praise someone on their ability to inspire you, you're saying something about their character, which is much more important than criticizing their looks. It's more meaningful to be recognized for your beliefs or actions. How determined you are to follow your dreams makes me stay focused on my goals. It makes me think of how hard work pays off. Thank you 5. When you say, you inspire me to be a better version of myself, which is really a statement of gratitude, you're thanking the person for making your life better. The psychology of gratitude has shown that being grateful can strengthen relationships, improve mental health, and make people happier overall. When you express gratitude in this way, you're not only recognizing the other person, but also strengthening your connection to them without saying it. This phrase shows respect for how someone lives their life without asking them to do anything extra. I want to be like you and always make time for my family. I've started planning regular family dinners, and it's made such a difference. 6. Creating alignment through shared values and aspirations. When you tell someone they inspire you, you're bringing up a shared value or aspiration. This creates a sense of alignment and mutual understanding, which is why it's important in all relationships, whether they're romantic, friendship-based, or professional. When two people feel like they're on the same page, trust and connection naturally follow.